Welcome to Liverpool Life Reports. I'm Bronwen Jones and here are the latest headlines this afternoon. Polling has been taking place in the vote for Merseyside's first Metro Mayor, and it's getting sweaty with Liverpool's latest trend, hot yoga. Voting has started today in the race for the first Liverpool Regional Metro Mayor. Roger Bannister of the Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition, Paul Breen from the Get the Coppers Off the Jury, Tony Caldera from the Conservatives, Cole Cashman for the Liberal Democrats, Tabitha Morton of the Women's Equality Party, Steve Rotherham for Labour and Paula Walters of UKIP are fighting to be the voters' choice. Political editor Liam Keane reports.
Merseyside is changing. In the next 24 hours, a new era of regional government will come into effect when Liverpool's first ever City Region Metro Mayor is elected. The new mayor will take control not only of Liverpool, but also 5 other boroughs within Merseyside. There are growing concerns that the people of Liverpool are not well enough informed about the upcoming election. The former Labour Party Secretary John Bowman believes more could be done to inform the electorate.
But I do agree that if you were a member of the general public, that the general level of publicity is a little bit sparse, and also it's not quite clear to me what the difference between the Metro Mayor and the Liverpool Mayor, their responsibilities and functions overlap with some transport and housing. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
As part of the election campaign, leaflets were sent to every eligible household to provide information on the election and the candidates. Despite this, there are still complaints about how accessible the information has been.
Not too bad. We sent out leaflets and what have you, so yeah, I'm pretty informed about it, yeah.
Well enough to be able to make a decision. Obviously I've seen all the candidates, I've seen interviews on the television. Whether it's informed my choice any better, I don't know.
Not at all. I've had to find all the information out myself.
Today, the Liverpool City Region will be voting for their new Metro Mayor. Polling stations like these at Pleasant Street Primary School in the Liverpool City Centre will be closing at 10 p.m. tonight, with the announcement set for tomorrow afternoon. With this decision set to change the political landscape of the Liverpool City Region, it's the most important decision for Merseyside to date. Liam Keane, Liverpool Life.
Commuter chaos is set to continue in Liverpool city centre. Work has finally begun to replace a bridge on Great Howard Street. The £32 million project was due to be completed on March 31st, but now won't reopen until August 2017. There's more misery in store though, as the next phase of the Wirral Loop Line works is set to begin at James Street Station. Stall holders at St John's Market are disputing council claims that more than 60% of the stands have been let. The City Council has spent £2.5 million revamping the space, but traders say it's more like a giant storage unit than a thriving market. Now they're calling on Liverpool's creative talent to bring in the shoppers. Jess Greaves-Smith has more on the story.
The council has come under criticism after a 2.5 revamp has failed at St John's Market. With more than half the market empty, Mayor Anderson paid a visit yesterday where he described the place as soulless. Popular stores such as George's Chicken have been in place for over 50 years but face eviction. The council have said that the market is over 67% full, but customers feel that the revamp has made the place feel a little bit like a lockup.
Yeah, we'll open upstairs. We'll have a one-stop shop there as well, and shop mobility coming in. The new lifts will take people up there, new toilets up there which are already in operation.
A long-term good intention for it, but what is not happening is while there's delay in creating action on the place, that the negative perception, and to me it looks like it's kind of been, to me it looks like a brutal modern art gallery and an industrial estate. There's a proposal to have murals painted and a competition for really top ambitious public art murals, such as you have in Glasgow, Stanley Spencer. No.
Nearly 6 weeks after the new ferry gas explosion, Wirral Council have announced that 15 buildings will be repaired. The council has made further plans to closely assess other properties affected by the blast. These include a restaurant and a butcher's. Decisions on any unstable buildings will be made within the next 2 weeks. Liverpool's art school has won the Taste of England award in a national competition. The Visit England Excellence Awards, which is in its 28th year, celebrates businesses who continuously raise the bar of England's tourism. The restaurant was praised for not only their food but also their excellent standards of hospitality. Daniel Moxon has more.
An industry worth over £100 billion. Tourism in England has been ever growing for the past few years, giving local businesses more pressure to impress. This restaurant cum bar in Liverpool has raised the bar and won Visit England's award for the Taste of England.
It means a lot for the business, but also for the whole team, because after only 2 years and a half, the restaurant has been opened. We already won the Taste of England, national winner, so it means a lot of things.
This award has put tourism in Liverpool firmly on the map of the UK. Not just for film, music and sport, but now also for food and culinary standards. The art school restaurant has proven that it's the little touches that make all the difference when it comes to modern day hospitality.
As well as having amazing chefs in the kitchen who have a passion for what they do, also front of house, it's important that they have a passion for what they do. So basically, they care about the guests rather than just coming in to do what they're paid to do. They actually, put the love, the care and the time into everything they do.
For the restaurant, the next step is to continue to improve, with the management aiming to receive a Michelin star for their efforts. For other restaurants in Liverpool, the bar of standards has been set, and others have to try and emulate what the art school are doing in order to really champion Liverpool as a great city for fine dining. Daniel Moxon, Liverpool Life.
Over to the sports now with our sports editor Ross Macaulay.
Thanks Bronnie, and our top story today. Liverpool Football Club has announced that the Centenary Stand of Anfield will be renamed in honour of former manager Kenny Dalglish. The 66-year-old Scotsman guided the Reds to numerous awards, including 8 league titles and 3 European Cups. Dalglish was manager at the time of the Hillsborough disaster in 1989, when 96 Liverpool fans lost their lives. He helped ensure the club was represented at all of the fans' funerals and attended many of them himself. The ceremony is set to take place later this year. Runners are preparing to raise money in the Run for 96 race, which will be happening a week on Sunday. Now in its 3rd year, this special 5K in Stanley Park is developing into a legacy event for the local communities and in particular the LFC Foundation and Everton in the community. The runners are looking to beat last year's total of £10,000. And staying with Liverpool, the Reds kept their Champions League objective alive this week after a 1-0 win to Watford. The victory was sealed thanks to an acrobatic overhead kick from German player Emre Can. Klopp's side currently sit in 3rd place on 69 points, but neighbouring rivals of Manchester City lie just 3 points behind. They face Southampton at home this Sunday, a win vital in the race for European football next season. St Helens have confirmed the appointment of Justin Holbrook as their new head coach on a 2.5-year deal. The move comes after the departure of head coach and club legend Kieran Cunningham last month. Tranmere Rovers are just 1 game away from Wembley and the playoff final that could see them back in the Football League after a 3-0 win away to Aldershot Town last night. Rovers will host the Hampshire outfit on Saturday at Prenton Park. And that's it for the sport. Back to you, Bronnie.
Thank you, Ross. Well, staying on a sporting theme, the latest fitness trend to hit Liverpool is growing rapidly. Hot yoga is spreading like wildfire across the city, with classes becoming increasingly popular. Stephanie Kettle reports.
Hot yoga is the brand new craze that's been sweeping Liverpool. Recently opened Yoga Zeta is one of many studios that are becoming more and more popular. However, many are concerned that the high temperatures during the classes could lead to health risks.
What I love about it is that it gets me more focused into my practice. and lets me forget where I am. And also you can get deeper into stretches, you feel more flexible doing it, and it's a bit more of a workout. What I don't like is if it's too hot. So if it's, I think Bikram's done it like 40 degrees and I just find it oppressive. So I've tried to keep the temperature a bit lower than that here at like 36, something like that. And I find that works a lot better because then you're not working against the heat as well. But the health risk, yeah, I think it's probably, you can get heat fatigue, you know, and teachers need to be aware of that, need to encourage people to take breaks whenever they need to, and to not push themselves too hard if they are struggling. But I think that they can be mitigated just by not having it at such a high temperature as well. I think there was a bit of a craze for it to go a bit too hot, and it's actually now the temperature's coming down from what it was in some of the hot yoga studios now. So hopefully that's the trend.
I'm here in Yoga Zeta, where they hold classes called hot yoga. Well, what is it? The clue is in the name. Hot yoga is regular yoga, but the heat is turned up to about 36 degrees Celsius. Now here in Liverpool City Centre, Yoga Zeta has only been open for a month and still has been extremely successful with people coming to do hot yoga. They think it's a little bit different and also a bit more intense, so it works the body more. Hot yoga will tone and challenge your body, help you relax, and plenty more benefits. Don't be put off. As long as it's practiced safely, it's there to be enjoyed by all.
A campaign has been launched to turn Liverpool into a hub of musical excellence. With more details, here's Dana Latham.
Liverpool has a long and proud musical history, and a new grassroots campaign vows to help young musicians and make Liverpool a global music hub. Constellations have teamed up with Liverpool John Moores University to put on 4 concerts across Liverpool to give young people the financial and emotional support they need to make it in the music business. Following a social media campaign, the Deputy Mayor gave a small amount of funding to the group. With exception to this, the campaigners themselves have raised all finances.
The main funding's coming will be self-funding. We're going to have to look for different funding sources, which is why the music community and why tonight's public event is happening. Is what we need to know is what the music community want to be and how, if they work together, where they could get sustainable fundings. There is no money. There is no money from the council. There is no big pots of money. So we're going to have to be very creative, working with the universities and other bodies to see what funding's out there so that we can create a sustainable music offer for the city.
Many locals feel that music is a strong part of their regional identity and a defining characteristic of the city. Many musical icons were born in Liverpool, from the Beatles to Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Liverpool also has a huge student population, which the campaign hopes to market towards. All different music genres are included in the campaign, which will encourage Liverpudlian musical success in the future, reviving the city's legacy.
Now, Liverpool already has plenty to boast about musically, and this June sees the 50th anniversary of the release of the Beatles' iconic Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Violet Pocock reports.
It's coming up to Sgt. Pepper's 50th anniversary. The beloved Beatles album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band, spent 27 weeks at the top of the charts. The album won 4 Grammys, including Album of the Year, and is treasured in Liverpool and by Beatles fans all around the world.
Okay, so how do you think the Beatles affected Liverpool's music scene?
Greatly and not a lot. It's one of these things. They showed that, you know, there was a music scene outside London, and Liverpool was it for a very short period of time, and that was it. It was it up until about 1965 was the effect that they had on the music scene, and you know that sort of altered things. But then, you know, where does the music scene for Liverpool go from there?
Do you think many modern bands have came close to the Beatles?
Came close as in how?
as in talent or how much they put together in the amount of years? Or
See, yeah, I mean the Rolling Stones are going way longer than the Beatles. The Stones are still going, so yes, there are many bands who beat the Beatles by the amount of time they've gone and everything, but by the amount of #1 songs that they've had, by their influence on other bands, probably not that many. Although I do have favourite bands other than the Beatles.
And what would you say your favourite Beatles album is?
If I have to pick one, it's the White Album, and it's just a wonderful album for me. It's the first album I bought Beatle-wise, was the White Album.
The album is known for its experimental nature and contemporary style. The cacophony of instruments used add to the modern vibe the Beatles helped contribute to the late 60s music scene. The 50th birthday of the pop music landmark will be a 3-week romp covering the city from the UNESCO World Heritage waterfront to living rooms in Toxteth, and featuring an event for each of the 13 tracks.
And now for the weather. The hot weather is set to continue with top temperatures tomorrow at a warm 16 degrees Celsius and lows of 7 degrees overnight. And finally, he's done it again. Sir Paul McCartney has topped the charts, but this time it's the rich list. Shelby Hamilton has been following the money.
1, 2, 3, 4! Well, she was just 17.
Sir Paul McCartney is top of the 2017 Musicians' Rich List. The Sunday Times revealed that he is worth £780 million. The 74-year-old Beatle has seen a rise of 20 million since last year. Recording new music, touring the world, and streaming deals have contributed generously to his personal wealth. In the next coming months, he will be touring America and has shown no sign of wanting to slow down. The 29th edition of the list will be published this Sunday.
Another great success for Paul McCartney there. Well, that's it for now. For more on these stories, go to liverpoollifereports.com. Thank you, good night, and see you next time.